Hi, my name is Scripturient Muse, but you can just call me Muse. I've been watching and listening to ASMR videos for quite a while now, and for a couple of years I've been interested in trying it myself. But I've never had the time or the equipment to do it. So now that I do, I decided to give it a go. I hope that you'll enjoy this little journey that I'm embarking on, and we'll just see where it takes us. So today, I'm not going to be doing anything too exciting. I'm going to be reading to you this cute little book called Flower Fairies of the Wayside. I found it in a little used bookstore that had a lot of antique and rare finds. But the thing that drew me to this one was that I actually had this when I was a little kid. I don't really know whatever happened to it, but I couldn't pass it up when I found it again. So we get to enjoy it all over again together. Now, when I was a little kid, I loved fairies, and my parents actually gave me a beautiful book. It's huge, full of fairy stories from all over the world. Maybe one day I'll pull that one out and read you some parts of that as well. But for today, we'll start small. So inside this book are all kinds of little poems about flowers and the fairies that live in their gardens alongside them. They all have these beautiful illustrations that I remember so vividly from when I was a child. I'm very happy to see them again. And on some of these pages, at the very bottom, they have little anecdotes that tell us more about the flowers themselves. So, let's get started. Jack by the hedge. Morning, sir, and how do you do? Morning, pretty lady. That is Jack saluting you, where the lane is shady. Don't you know him? Straight and tall, taller than the nettles. Large and light his leaves, and small are his buds and petals. Small and white, with petals four, see his flowers growing? If you never knew before, there is Jack for knowing. Jack by the hedge is also called garlic mustard and sauce alone. Sauce alone is a very strange name. I'm not quite sure how they would have come to that one. And over here, we have this beautiful little piece of artwork. This happy little fairy. I love all the shades of green in here. Green is, in my opinion, one of the happiest colors. I like to have it around me in plants and all kinds of things when I'm out for a walk. It brings me a lot of joy. Greater celandine, you come with the spring, O swallow on high. You come with the spring, and so do I. Your nest, I know, is under the eaves, while far below are my flowers and leaves. Yet to and fro, as you dart and fly, you swoop so low that you brush me by. I come with the spring, the wall is my home. I come with the spring, when the swallows come. And down at the bottom, we have another anecdote. The name celandine comes from the Greek word for swallow, and this celandine used sometimes to be called swallowwort. It has orange-colored juice in its stems, and is no relation to the lesser celandine, which is in flower fairies of the spring. But it is a relation of the horned poppy, which you will find further on in this book. One of my other favorite colors is yellow. It's another happy color, and in this particular one, I really like her little dress. It reminds me of vintage nightgowns, which I've always loved. Ground ivy. In spring he is found, he creeps on the ground, but someone's to blame for the rest of his name, for ivy he is not. Oh dear, what a lot of muddles we make. It's quite a mistake, and really a pity, because he's so pretty. He deserves a nice name, yet someone's to blame. But he has some other names, which we do not hear very often. Here are 4 of them. Robin Run Up the Dike, Run a Dike, Runaway Jack, and Creeping Charlie. I always really liked flowers that have this trumpet shape. So many come in different sizes, but I like all of them. And I like this little fairy's cute little purple wings. Red Campion. Here's a cheerful somebody by the woodland's edge. Campion the many-named, robin in the hedge. Coming when the bluebells come, when they're gone he stays. Round robin, red robin, all the summer days. Soldier's buttons, robin flower, in the lane or wood. Robin redbreast, red jack, yes, and Robin Hood. I'm quite fond of these little flowers that you see sometimes when you're out for walks. Pink is such a warm and comforting color, but this little fellow here looks quite mischievous. Goosegrass. Who cares about goosegrass? The geese do for sure. To most other people, I'm common and poor. By hedges and ditches and dustiest ways, I straggle and climb through my vagabond days. My white little flowers, so few and so wee, are almost too few and too tiny to see. But the children have fun when they find how I stick, and I'm ready to help them play many a trick. So I'm also called Cleavers, how firmly I cleave. Wherever I touch you, you'd hardly believe. Annoying, maybe, but clever of me. Yes, clever, oh clever, most clever of me. Now, here they're called goosegrass, but I think that a lot of people probably call these sticky burrs or some other such name. Scentless mayweed. Like a daisy, not a daisy, for these leaves of mine aren't a bit like any daisies. They are cut so fine. By the cornfield, by the lotments, by the trodden ways, any place will do for mayweed with her snowy rays. I think we've all probably seen these flowers out and about. They remind me a lot of chamomile and of daisies, but I'm quite fond of this little fairy's outfit of her petal tutu. It's very flattering, and I kind of want to wear it myself. Rose Bay Willow Herb. On the breeze my fluff is blown, so my airy seeds are sown. Where the earth is burnt and sad, I will come to make it glad. All forlorn and ruined places, all neglected empty spaces, I can cover, only think, with a mass of rosy pink. Burst then, seed pods, breezes blow, far and wide my seeds shall go. Another name for this willow herb is fireweed, because of its way of growing where there have been heath or forest fires. It seems like it's a very resilient plant, and also very pretty. And I quite like that this fairy has wings that are much like a dragonfly. Black Medic. Why are we called black, sister, when we've yellow flowers? I will show you why, brother. See these seeds of ours? Very soon each tiny seed will be turning black indeed. They look quite adorable here. They seem to be brother and sister. As the poem suggests, they have these same adorable little yellow and black wings. B. Orchis. In the grass or the bank by the side of the way, where your feet may stray on your luckiest day, there's a sight most rare that your eyes may see, a beautiful orchis that looks like a bee, a velvety bee with a proud little elf who looks like the wonderful orchis himself. In the grass of the hill, not often but still, just once in a way, on your luckiest day. How cute. He matches the flowers perfectly. White bindweed. O long, long stems that twine, O buds so neatly furled, O great white bells of mine, none purer in the world, each lasting but one day. O leafy garlands hung in wreaths beside the way, well may your praise be sung. But this bindweed, which is a big sister to the little pink field ooh, that's a hard word to say. Convolvulus, is not good to have in gardens, though it is so beautiful, because it winds around other plants and trees. One of its names is a hedge strangler. Morning glories are a garden kind of convolvulus. This is another one of those trumpet flowers that I said I liked so much. But it seems that this one in particular is a little worrisome if you find it in your home garden. The thing is, though, it's just so pretty. And not only that, but I find that their buds, twisted like this, remind me of unicorn horns. And it's just so whimsical. Red clover. The fairy. Oh, what a great big bee has come to visit me. He's come to find my honey. Oh, what a great big bee. The bee. Oh, what a great big clover. I'll search it well all over and gather all its honey. Oh, what a great big clover. I love bees. They mean so much to our environment. We should really make sure that we take good care of them. and give them all the clovers that they could possibly want. Self-heal. When little elves have cut themselves, or Mouse has hurt her tail, or Froggy's arm has come to harm, this herb will never fail. The fairy skill can cure each ill, and soothe the sorest pain. She'll bathe and bind, and soon they'll find that they are well again. This plant was a famous herb of healing in old days, as you can tell by the names it was given: Self-heal, All-heal, and others. It is also called prunella. I think prunella actually makes for a very pretty name. It might be well suited to a character in a D&D campaign or something like that. Rushgrass and cottongrass. Safe across the moorland travelers may go. If they heed our warning, we're the ones who know. Let the footpath guide you, you'll be safely led. There is bog beside you where you cannot tread. Mind where you are going. If you turn aside, where you see us growing, trouble will abide. Keep you to the path then, hark to what we say, else into quagmire you will surely stray. These two remind me of the Lost Boys from Peter Pan. They look like they're off on a little adventure. Stork's Bill. Good morning, Mr. Grasshopper. Please stay and talk a bit. Why, yes, you pretty fairy, upon this grass I'll sit, and let us ask some riddles. They're better fun than chat. Why am I like the stork's bill? Come, can you answer that? Oh no, you clever grasshopper, I fear I am a dunce. I cannot guess the answer. I give it up at once. When children think they've got me, I'm gone with leap and hop, and when they gather stork's bill, why, all the petals drop. The stork's bill gets her name from the long seed pod, which looks like a stork's bill. Others of the family are called crane's bills. You can almost not quite see him. The grasshopper blends so well. That's exactly what they're meant to do, of course. Sow thistle. I have handsome leaves, and my stalk is tall, and my flowers are prettily yellow. Yet nobody thinks me nice at all. They think me a tiresome fellow, an ugly weed, and a rogue indeed. For wherever I happen to spy, as I look around, that they've dug their ground, I say to my seeds, go fly. And because I am found on the nice soft ground, a trespassing weed am I. But I have heard that sow thistle is good rabbit food, so perhaps it's not so useless as most people think. Throughout this book, there's quite a lot of different flowers that seem to be quite close to dandelions. These ones are those special ones you see that grow in clusters, and they're a bit smaller and have those little black tufts sometimes that show in the center. I find that their leaves are very prickly. Doddergrass. The leaves on the treetops dance in the breeze. Doddergrass dances and sways like the trees, shaking and quaking, while through it there goes, dancing a fairy on lightest of toes. Doddergrass is also called quaking grass. I don't think I've seen these ones before. They're not very familiar to me. They look quite spindly. They kind of remind me of a plant you might find in a something like Corpse Bride or a Tim Burton film. Tansy. This is another cute name that I think would be very well suited to some kind of fun, chaotic character in a D&D campaign. In busy kitchens, in olden days, tansy was used in a score of ways. Chopped and pounded, when cooks would make tansy puddings and tansy cake, tansy posset or tansy tea, physic or flavoring, tansied be. People who know have told me so. That is my tale of the past today. Still I'm here in my king's highway, where the air from the fields is fresh and sweet, with my fine-cut leaves and my flowers neat. Wherever such button-like flowers seen, yellow 4-elfin coats of green, 3 in a row I stitch them so. I like this particular picture because we get to see a fairy making her little flower clothes. I like making my own clothes too, so it's fun to see such a cute illustration. Oh, and here we have the little boy from the cover of the book. Ripwort Plantain. Hello, Snailio. How's the world with you? Put your little horns out. Tell me how you do. There's rain and dust and sunshine, where carts go creaking by. You like it wet, Snaily. I like it dry. Hey ho, Snaily-o, I'll whistle you a tune. I'm merry in September, as e'er I am in June. By any stony roadside, wherever you may roam, all the summer through, Snaily, plantains at home. There are some other kinds of plantain besides this. The one with wide leaves and tall spikes of seeds, which canaries enjoy, is greater plantain. Fumitory. Given me hundreds of years ago, my name was a meaning you shall know. It means in the speech of the bygone folk, smoke of the earth, a soft green smoke. A wonderful plant to them I seemed, strange indeed were the dreams they dreamed, partly fancy and partly true, about Fumitor and the way it grew. Where men have ploughed or have dug the ground, still with my rosy flowers I'm found, known and prized by the bygone folk, as smoke of the earth, a soft green smoke. The name Fumitory was Fumitor 300 years ago, and long before that, Fumetera, which is the French name still for the plant. Fume means smoke. Terra means earth. I quite like this girl's little outfit. I like the layers and the colors, and her little wreath of flowers around her head and neck. Horned poppy. These are the things I love and know. The sound of the waves, the sight of the sea, the great wide shore where the tide is low, where there's salt in the air, it's home to me, with my petals of gold, the home for me. The waves come up and cover the sand, then turn at the pebbly slope of the beach. I feel the spray of them where I stand, safe and happy beyond their reach, with my marvelous horns beyond their reach. I come from a place that's full of beaches. I used to live on an island, but I don't think I've ever come across a horned poppy. Chicory. By the white cut road, dusty and dry. Look, there is chicory, blue as the sky. Or where the footpath goes through the corn, see her bright flowers, each one newborn. Though they fade quickly, oh, have no sorrow, there will be others newborn tomorrow. Chicory is also called succory. The word succory makes me think of the saying about providing succor to someone. I wonder if there's a correlation between the name of this plant and that particular saying. I do think that this little girl's beautiful wings are quite adorable, as well as her purple dress of petals. Jack, go to bed at noon. I'll be asleep by noon, though bedtime comes so soon. I'm busy too. 12 puffs, and then from sight I shut my flowers tight. Only by morning light they're seen by you. Then on some day of sun they'll open wide each one as something new. Shepherd, who minds his flock, calls it shepherd's clock, though it can't say tick-tock as others do. Another of Jack's names, besides shepherd's clock, is goat's beard. This is another one of those dandelion lookalikes, except this is that particularly large one with the long seed stems. Cat's ears. I am not Dandelion's self, but Dandelion's king. His stem is full of milky juice, but mine is tough and thin. My leaves, as soft as pussy's ears, are clustered on the ground. To make the dry waste places gay, my yellow flowers abound. Cat's ear is one of many flowers, all a little different from each other, that are something like dandelions. And the last poem for the book, Agrimony. Spikes of yellow flowers all along the lane. When the petals vanish, burrs of red remain. First the spike of flowers, then the spike of burrs. Carry them like soldiers, smartly little sirs. Acrimony is kind of a fun word to say. And that is the end of this book. Now, I hope you enjoyed listening to me read these poems from my childhood. In fact, though, there is a collection of these little books, and I'd really like to find the rest and maybe put them all together in a little series like this. I'll try to keep an eye out and see if I can find the rest. But for today, that's all. Thank you so much for listening. I'm new to this, so if you'd like to see where I go from here and how I grow, much like the flowers in today's poems, please stick around, give a like, and follow my channel. Thank you, and have a great night.